it's I don't know, like you said from before. And I mean, I don't really give a damn about what the people do in Hollywood or whatever because we know they don't have our agenda at hand. I mean, when the last time you see Will Smith, Jada, or Chris Rock or the Academy, you know, did anything for black folks? So that's my main focus. Like, you know what I'm saying? So so we just had to reach people where they're at, and so I was just using that as like, yeah, you got to stand up as a man. But you know, there's enough men who stand up for their black woman, right? But we don't get to see it, right? We don't get to hear that part because the media doesn't play that narrative when coming to our people, right?
at
So
all.
I was just using that opportunity just to think. But hey, if Will really had to slap someone, why didn't he slap the guy who Jada had the entanglement with? He should have get
Oh,
slapped first.
August Alsina?
Yeah, yeah. He should have get slapped first. I mean, dude all up in his house and shit like that. So I mean, like I mean, you use that big platform to to act out and be like that. You know what I mean? And the man get an award for not for not being a slave, for not being crooked, to not being a drug playing a drug head or a crackhead, whatever. You get an award for playing a good role, and this is how you're gonna remember for it. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy. So it's like you got to keep your emotions in check, man. Uh, but like I say, and it's not about them, right? So we have to kind of focus on the big picture. And I use that moment and I capture that moment on a meme to show that hey, we have to stick up for black women no matter what, and white or black. Like, you know what I mean, I said it in my post. I'm saying, hey, you know, what I mean, I will defend black women by any means necessary. So, and you will see enough black men too as well do the same thing. So that's what's up.
So I want to hear if you could expound a little bit more upon the fact that you feel that melanated women should be defended. Okay, because I do believe that, as well as I believe that there are some behaviors that should not be defended. But I want to hear more about this because we don't hear that narrative pushed so heavily in the media. We're always hearing that melanated females are loud, they're ghetto. Um, they are just everything is negative. Everything that
So,
they paint about us is negative. So, could you
so
give
let
your
me ask you a
perspective?
question.
Yeah, I want
So
to
let me
hear
ask you a
this.
question. Who control and runs the media? It ain't us. So we
Hmm.
know that perspective and narrative. I mean, it's coming from white folks. We know that. So that's an easy one for me. But that is like perpetuate, and once they have a medium like that to have information like that go out, and the sad thing about it, they will even have Negroes, sellout Negroes, be the talking points. So it doesn't come off racist. It doesn't come off in a certain way because I mean, like if white people say, then it's like it's an outrage, right? But if a black person said, okay, well, it must be true. So we know that's hey, listen, you know, we got to be clear on certain things. Not every black woman is a queen, and not every black woman. I mean, it's a B, right? We know that, so we have to be clear on who is who. So when I'm talking about defending queen, right? I mean, yeah, I ain't talking about defending no herd rat. So I want to be clear, right? You know what I mean? Not all black women need to be defended because some of them they just they just cause confusion, right? They just cause a lot of things and in our black woman lives, in our black man lives, whatever. So we have to understand. So when I'm speaking on that, I am speaking to queens that apply to who cry themselves in a certain way, who honor themselves, who respect themselves, right? And I
Yes.
don't want to see Jada, and I don't see Jada. as no queen, whatever. And I mean, she's not. She have all kind of men and stuff all up on her. But
Mm.
like I say, I was just using that moment just to make a point, Chris, because you notice in my post, I never even mentioned their name once because it's not about them. Try to have this narrative because they have been doing this since time immemorial. So we know
Mm-hmm.
that.
Mm-hmm.
So so whatever they say, we have to filter that out. We have to eat the fish and spit the bones out. So we have to understand we can't take that narrative. But I hear because the more we hear it and we don't have another counter narrative, it becomes true, in your psyche.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to stay on course. And I mean, I remember that we can't buy into that narrative.